Good morning, friends. I hope you're having a great Saturday. So I thought we would do something a little bit different today. We had an unfortunate thing happen yesterday early in the morning. As you can see behind me, my favorite tree came down in our yard. I'll show some more footage so you can see just the impact of it. But I thought we would take you along on how we are going to clean that up. It's going to be a big job. It's going to take us most of the day, if not multiple days, but the insurance company gave us the go-ahead to start cleaning it up. We had the appraiser out to see the damage on the shop, and then we are waiting for the appraiser to come to look at the damage to my car, because unfortunately my car was parked there as well. So come on along with us. We're going to get started, and it's going to be a busy, long day ahead. Okay, so as you can see, my husband is getting to work right away on cutting the limbs. I don't know if you can see it there, but there is a rope attached to that limb so that when it comes down, they can kind of direct where it's going to fall. Thank goodness my husband has a lot of experience in this, because it made the cleanup process so much easier than I thought it was going to be. The whole process ended up taking about a day and a half. This was Saturday, and they worked at it all day Saturday and then half of the day Sunday. Oh, there it goes. That was a really big branch. It made a big impact. So this was about midday. It was really slow going just to get all of the brush cleaned up. I thought I'd show you my very faithful dog, Miller, keeping a close eye on things. So this is my father-in-law's pride and joy. This is his old tractor. He had this when he was growing up, and we are very thankful that he let us use it. My husband put the wood chipper on the back, and it was running most of the day. Now we're going to get into some of the damage that happens. This is my husband's work truck, and this is my car. So luckily the damage to my car was actually minimal considering what we thought originally. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that yet, but my husband already has his work truck mirror fixed. The dents on his truck I don't think we'll worry about, but still it could have been so much worse. So we are just so thankful. So here's my husband working away. He's just blocking off some of the wood close to the shop there. This is the safest way to do it at this point, just to avoid any extra damage to the shop. We also actually got really lucky with the damage to the shop. Very, very minimal, thank goodness. So we were also very lucky that we had so much help. This is some family, and the wood chipper is all set up so it runs off the PTO of the tractor, and basically once it's running you just feed the brush into it and it chips it up. The one bonus of this is I got quite a bit of good wood chips for the chicken coop in my garden, So, I mean, silver lining, right? You got to look at the positives. One thing I definitely want to mention is if you are ever using a wood chipper or any type of equipment, please make sure that you are using the proper protective wear. I know that sometimes we don't always do so. However, I just want to point out that we are wearing our protective eyewear, and my husband and family have been running chainsaws and wood chippers and equipment like this for a very long time. So we are just putting out a disclaimer. So this is the end of day one. I can't believe how much they got done on the first day. It's really incredible how much can get done when you've got a crew of wonderful people to help you. Boy, it sure opens things up. I still cannot get used to that view. That tree shaded so much for us, and we are surely going to miss it. My nephew also brought me this cute little nest that he found. So this is just another view of things. Again, it's just so open. I cannot get used to that. I'm sure we'll learn to like it, but we are certainly going to miss that big tree. That's for sure. All right, friends, so that's the end of the cleanup so far. As you can see behind me, the big tree is still standing. This is what's left of the blocks that we still have to move, but the thing is, we've decided, unfortunately, that we have to go ahead and remove the rest of the tree, which sucks. I was really hoping that we'd be able to keep it because it does still offer some protection, some shade. It breaks up the wind, that kind of thing. But unfortunately, my husband and my father and my father-in-law have all convinced me that it would be best to take it down. I'm gonna spin you around and show you what it's looking like. There's just a chance that, you know, it could fall the other way now, and if it goes the other way, that is our sunroom, and the upstairs is our bedroom. So if it goes the other way, it's going to do a lot more damage. We got really lucky this time, and we don't know that we will get lucky again a second time. Next couple days, we're hoping to get an arborist in here to deal with that. My husband and my family, they're really good at running chainsaws. You know, they cut down trees. We heat our house with wood. My parents heat their house with wood. My in-laws heat their house with wood. We've been around. We know what we're doing when it comes to cutting down trees. I say we very lightly. I don't. My husband and my dad and my father-in-law do. But yeah, so that's where we're at. In the next couple of days, we will take you along to see what the next process is going to look like. The arborist that comes in, though, they're just going to be taking down the tree. They're not going to be cutting it up. They're not going to be chipping it. They're just literally going to fall it here, and then we're going to deal with the rest. So a lot more footage to come. We're nowhere near done yet, unfortunately, but at least we are back able to park in our parking spot. As far as my cover goes, the appraiser, there's so many words for these insurance people. Anyways, the appraiser just left, and unfortunately, we thought that I just had a dent in the hood of my car, but it turns out the headlight on the inside is cracked, and my bumper guard has been popped out. So I guess the branch that fell on the hood just kind of shoved everything down. So unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna get that stuff fixed and my car will be good as new. Luckily we have insurance, right? We pay for these things for a reason. This is the first time we've ever had to make an insurance claim. So, you know, it is what it is. The shop seems to be okay. A couple little spots in the shingles. So the appraiser for our property is coming back out next week. He was here on Friday, but unfortunately because of the mess, he couldn't really see enough of what he needed to see. So yeah, that's where we're at now. Like I said, I'm gonna flip you around and I'm going to show you what's left and what we still are dealing with. Hi, sweet girl. Okay, so this is the tree. What's left. It's still so massive. Like, I can't even if I scroll right out, like, look at the size of that thing. Like, oh, I'm so gonna miss it. But anyways, you can see how these branches come out and they are right over the house. Like, that's our bedroom, that's our sunroom. Like, if the rest of that comes down, we're gonna be in very big trouble. So originally we were thinking, you know, we could just trim up this series of branches there, but yeah, unfortunately we're just gonna have to take it down and possibly plant something else, maybe something that doesn't grow as big, but you know, something that we can still get some shade from. I have to do some research, but I think there are, oh, can you hear that? I think those are beetles from the heat. Anyways, I think there are maple trees that you can get that are like smaller in size. So I'm gonna have to do some research there and we'll figure out something. But I'm gonna swing around just to let me come around the other side of my car. And yeah, you can see like that branch over here, like also if that comes down, that'll be right on the shop. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Not the best news, but you know, accidents happen. The main deciding factor for me was the root system. So I know I showed you this in another video, but like that's all we have for roots. So we're a few days later and we have the arborist in. This was last night. So he got here and got straight to work getting this tree down. Let me tell you, this is quite the process. I thought he was just going to cut the tree at the base and have some way he tied it off so that he could get it to fall the way he wanted it to fall. But he took it down piece by piece. This actually only took him about 2 hours exactly. From the time he pulled in, he got set up, got to work, and got this tree down. So you'll see he's just throwing pieces and chunks. My husband and father-in-law are going to be dragging the brush away, putting it into a pile so that in the coming days we can get the brush chipped up like we did in the previous section of the video. And then anything that we can salvage as far as wood goes, we will take that and put it in our wood pile and we will burn that. It'll probably take a year to dry out before we can burn it in our wood stove, but that's okay. It's not going to go to waste. Even though this is such an unfortunate thing to happen, nothing of this tree is going to waste. All of the wood chips are getting used either in my garden or my chicken coops, and whatever I don't keep is going to my brother-in-law. He uses them in his barnyard in the wet months. It just keeps things a little bit more dry. And then all the logs from the tree we will keep and we will burn in our wood stove in the winter, so it will help keep us warm in the winter months. So again, it's unfortunate, but nothing's going to waste. We are going to use every part of this tree and we will certainly miss it, but you know, these things unfortunately happen. We're just happy that nobody was hurt and that the outcome wasn't worse than it was. We got very lucky. So behind me is what's left. Still a pretty big mess here, but it's going to take us a couple days to get this cleaned up. We've got a couple busy days coming up, so we probably aren't going to get to this until probably next week at this point. Today is Wednesday. We've got a wedding this weekend, a birthday this weekend. We've just got a busy few days coming up. So luckily it's off to the side of the driveway. It's not really affecting anything. I mean, it's an eyesore, of course, but it is what it is. We'll get it cleaned up eventually. All right, guys, so it has been 2.5 weeks since this tree fell down. It took a lot longer to clean it up than we thought it was going to. But anyways, I'm gonna spin you around, show you what we are left with, and we're already missing the tree so much. We park our vehicles out here and they used to be shaded, and now of course they're not shaded. So we get into the hot vehicles, we're definitely noticing that for sure. And then just the lack of shade. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. I know I mentioned previously in this video that we may plant another tree, but we haven't decided yet. It's been a long, slow process just to get it cleaned up. So I'm sure I'll update with what we decided to do. But anyways, I'm going to give you a spin around and show you what's left. That's it. Just a big old stump. And of course, it starts raining as I come out here to film this. Anyways, that's the backed up view. It's so strange not having anything there. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. A long, drawn out process that I hope was kind of interesting for you. I know it's something different, but it's what we've got going on. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I wanted to thank you so much for being here with me and for watching. And let me know in the comments if this is something that was kind of interesting to you. After today, of course, we'll be back to regularly scheduled gardening and cooking. But I just wanted to take you along for this interesting process. I wanted to thank you again so much for joining us today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys.